the time, but we don't always have a live look. This is right here, downtown Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Looks pretty cold there, but it's a good preview shot for our next live report. We're going to get a update from Fox 6's Sam Kraemer about the vaccine rollout. How's it going there, Sam? And how many people have been vaccinated already, would you say?
Yeah, hi there. The number is north of 300,000, but the process here, the best word to describe it would be slow. This has obviously been a very partisan process with different groups believing they should be vaccinated first or second or what have you. The state has phased out its rollout, beginning with the 1A, that's your frontline healthcare workers, and 1B is kind of those more supplemental workers. Just last week, the state announced that seniors ages 65 and up will now be eligible for the vaccine. The eligibility began yesterday, but that creates a whole new dilemma. The state estimates about 700,000 Wisconsinites are eligible in that 65 and up group, but about, on average for the national allotment that Wisconsin gets, that number of vaccine doses is about 70,000. So that is a gigantic discrepancy in the number of people eligible versus the number of doses we have. So it's been slow. The latest CDC data shows that per capita in total doses, Wisconsin ranks 40th, and state legislators will point out that we are well behind our Midwestern neighbors, so they want this process to speed up. Today, a little bit of a hiccup. We're standing outside the Wisconsin Center in downtown Milwaukee, which is the Milwaukee Health Department's kind of vaccine hub. That's where they have been vaccinating both 1A and 1B considered people. They have 300 appointments scheduled for today for frontline healthcare workers. All of those had to be canceled because of a kind of decent-sized snowstorm rolling through that had drifts, terrible road conditions. So temporary pause for now, but again, they'll pick things up here tomorrow. So again, kind of the best word to describe it has been slow. Legislators are wanting it to be picked up on both sides, mainly Republicans who are going after the Democratic Governor Tony Evers.
Yeah, Sam, 40th isn't too great there in the state of Wisconsin. I was kind of wondering, what is the governor's response? Has he asked for more federal help? Has he been in contact with the new Biden administration? And how is he working with the legislature to kind of speed this up, or are they kind of at loggerheads at the moment about this?
It's kind of the latter there. The pandemic has really been the biggest and latest partisan game to hit Wisconsin state politics. Just tonight, the Wisconsin State Senate voted to strike down the governor's latest health emergency and mask mandate. That'll bounce over to the state assembly later this week. So it seems like every time that, the folks on the governor's team will say every time he tries to do something, that the Republican-held state assembly and state senate are right there to kind of stand in his way. Republicans have been seriously strong in asking, where is your vaccine plan? How are we going to get this out to people? How are we deciding who gets priority? There is a state committee within state government that sends its projections, its recommendations to the Wisconsin Department of Health Services to do that. And within the last couple of weeks, the governor has said, look, we're doing the best we can. He says they are limited by the amount of vaccine that they receive from the federal government. He has urged the Biden administration to send more because, frankly, they could use it here. And we had a press conference today with leaders in Milwaukee, in the city of Milwaukee, as well as Milwaukee County. We learned from the interim health commissioner from the Milwaukee Health Department, they requested 5,000 doses for this week from the state. They only received 2,200 of that. That's 44% of the request for the week. So clearly, availability remains an issue. It's something that the Evers administration and so many in elected offices here in the state are saying needs to change. It needs to go up because people here are willing and ready to get that vaccine.
Last question for you, Sam. We've seen in a lot of states, the governors kind of take it upon themselves to, I don't want to say bypass the CDC guidance on who should get the vaccine first, but really kind of change the priorities and prioritize, like you said, those 65 years and older. We heard from Governor DeSantis in Florida, Governor Kemp in Georgia. So can the governor, does he have some leeway to kind of pick and choose who he wants to prioritize?
Yeah, I would say there is a little leeway. We've seen debate go back and forth. We hear about should food service workers become here or different, employees and employers, that sort of thing. Just today, that committee we were talking about just recommended that the next phase, 1C, should include 911 operators, utility workers, food service, and that's talking about everyone from a farm owner or a farm employee to the retail at a grocery store, in the produce aisle or what have you. So they are really kind of looking at how best they can vaccinate those that have such a pivotal, or you would say essential, job within Wisconsin's economy. So I think they're looking to kind of provide the best sort of Wisconsinized rollout they can. I don't see a farm employee being particularly high in other states, so they're certainly trying, but again, as we will keep saying, it's limited by the amount of supply they receive.
What about teachers, Sam?
Teachers, we just learned, are within that 1C group as well. They expect those vaccinations to begin around March, and that's been such a hot topic of debate here too. We heard from state senators perhaps shouting on the Senate floor today that they believe schools should open. So that has been something that's been hotly debated, and again, looks to be on tap for March. It still has to be fully approved by the DHS.
All right, Fox 6 is Sam Kraemer there live for us in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Thanks for breaking that down for us. We hope to see you again. Stay warm.
Alrighty, sounds good. Stay warm, you too.
All right, and that was our last live report from one of our reporters in the field. We have great reporters from all our Fox affiliates and the Fox News Channel around the country on the biggest stories of the day, and we're thankful and fortunate that we do get to bring those to you here on News Now from Fox. So we're going to be incorporating